Hi, and welcome back to my Falcon restoration project. Today I'm going to work on this rotted out grip edge here that holds the seal for the trunk lid. We're going to be taking the trunk lid off and cleaning all this up and trying to repair it. Now, I'm not a body guy, and I'm just experimenting here to try to see if I can make this work. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it goes well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The thing I want to do is get this trunk lid out of the way so I can have better access back up here where this is all rotted out. So we're going to get this taken off, and then from there we're going to clean up all this rust. I also need to take off this piece here because it's covering some of the area that we need to work on. But fortunately, once the trunk is closed, we're not seeing any of this, so I'm not too concerned about how it turns out. I just hope that I can get it to where I get the seal in there and it takes care of what we need it to do. So here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to mark exactly where these bolts are on these hinges, so that when I go to put this trunk lid back on, it goes right back to where I took it off from. So that's what we're going to do first. I'm just putting a little mark here and there. And honestly, the bolts themselves are going to make a good size mark. But this is just a little added insurance. I got the trunk lid off. Just pretty simple, 4 bolts. Right now, I don't know how well you can see in this picture, but I've got a couple screwdrivers here jammed inside of these hinges to keep them down and out of my way. Across the back here, there's a couple torsion springs that run all the way across. I could pop those out, but that can get a little tricky. The right way to do it would be to unbolt the hinges off the vehicle, so then you can get the tension off of them. I'm thinking this will be just fine, long as they're out of my way and I can get in here and start cleaning this up. But next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get this panel here taken off. Take it out across here, took the fuel cap off. There's some nuts in here on the back side, and the taillights actually go over the corner of this, so I had to take these out as well. So I got the taillights knocked loose here. I'm just going to set them aside, let them hang. Ain't going to hurt anything. We need to get this piece here to come off. Now, it's a little sticky. I don't know when it was off of here last. I want all this still holding it on. So, let's see if we can get this guy to break free. Let's get a little persuasion in here. Let's take the lens off of that and see what we got. Came apart on the other side, but and of course fish that out. Remember, there's a screw inside there, will you? All right. Let's see. All right. Now these reverse lights are something the previous owner added onto this. Definitely not a Ford part. Car's not going to come with reverse lights. Okay. I'm thinking this screw here is holding me up. So let's see. There we go. Okay. That's this piece. I already cut the wires here to get this out. Right. See, done by professional, they just taped it together. Yeah. Anyways, so it looks like somebody had glued this on before, so it's obviously been off, but that's fine. We'll put this over here. Yeah, someone's obviously done some sort of crappy paint job because the paint's not sticking. It's running, and again, it's covered, so no one's gonna see it anyways. Alright, so we got some wires in here. We're gonna need to get those out, because certainly don't want to be dealing with those as we start cleaning this mess up. So I think looks like we've got a wire going down to the tag light here, light up the license plate, and we've got a ground connection that is loose. Huh, good, found that. Then we got some wires going over the passenger side tail light, and then of course these wires are going back this way and leading forward, obviously up onto the dash. So I'm going to go ahead and see what we can do about getting these wires out of here. And I moved the wires inside the trunk here so that they're down and out of the way. Disconnected them from the taillight so they're not just dangling anymore. I'm going to go ahead and just take a wire wheel, try to get this cleaned up along here, and then I'm going to switch up to a different wheel and we're going to try to clean up that track so that we get some fresh material to work with. So let's see if we can get some of this gunk off of here. Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned up this. I guess I could do a little bit more on that. Get that cleaned up a little better. I got this groove all the way around cleaned up here as best I can with a wire wheel. But now comes the next phase. We're going to go ahead and acid treat it and then we're gonna go ahead and put that rust encapsulator in there so that whatever's here will stick around a bit longer. So I'm gonna head and get started on that next. Went ahead and acid etched this whole area. Rinsed it off really good with some warm water to get rid of all that acid. The other thing I did is I took some of this tape. This is for duct work, heating and ventilation type stuff. Got this nice aluminum backing. It's really sticky stuff. But what I did is I put some underneath along this drip edge to kind of give it a form for when I put fiberglass over this. But I got that in there now, and I'm going to go ahead and hit this with the encapsulator and get this all painted up here, so hopefully it'll prevent it from rusting more, and we'll have something really nice to adhere to with the fiberglass. Now there are some areas I couldn't get to because there's nothing on the back, but my plan is once I get this all painted up and sealed up, I'm going to put that same tape over the top of it and form the channel that I want, and then from there we're going to put fiberglass over that. So I'm going to have something for the fiberglass to kind of keep its shape and form, because we've got a curled edge here and we want to continue that curled edge. So that's the plan. While I'm waiting for the encapsulator stuff to dry, I went ahead and took advantage of the fact that I got the taillights out. Now this one I've already done, cleaned it all up, painted it, and I even spread some paint around here with just putting some paint on a piece of paper towel and just dabbing it around. So this is the one that's done, and this is the one I have to do. I apologize, the lighting in here isn't that great. But the cool thing is I'm finding is that they fit in these coffee cans really well. And the other neat thing is, once I get the lens out, I can put that right inside there, and it's going to go ahead and seal off the inside of it, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm only painting what I want to paint. Okay, so I'm just showing you how the taillights turned out here after cleaning them up and spritzing them with a little paint. I think they turned out pretty good. Now they match the bumper. Before they were all really dull, and now again that chrome ring there in the center of the light kind of stands out, so that's nice. I'm still waiting for the encapsulator to dry, so we're going to move on to the fiberglass here once that happens. Start off with cleaning up all the rust here and coating it with the encapsulator. Now, as described before, what I'm doing is I'm taking this tape that's made for HVAC work, because it's got aluminum backing to it, it's really sticky, and I'm forming this edge right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to coat that with fiberglass to make it solid and strong, and then we're going to go ahead and I'll have to paint it and put seal in, and hopefully it'll hold in there pretty good. I'm trying to mimic the edges that are here and here that haven't rotted away. So that's the plan. Now here I've got a lot of surface where I'm missing metal. It's all just completely rotted out. So I'm going to put a layer of tape across this to cover up those holes. I'm going to put another layer here to try to make this edge, and then we're going to put some fiberglass over that, and hopefully that's going to work. Again, I'm not a body guy, and I'm just winging it, and this just seems like it makes sense. I've got this stuff laying around because I've had some other home projects I've had to do, so it's costing me some fiberglass. We'll see if it's going to work. So here we go. Well, if anybody's done this kind of work before and have better comment, you're more than welcome to leave that underneath here. I did find the panels online,
such that if this does not work like I want it to, I can replace this panel and this panel, but that's going to be a lot more expensive and a lot more work, because it's going to mean cutting off welds and trimming the new pieces to fit and tack welding them into place and all that fun stuff. And although I have access to a welder at work, I don't have one here, and I do not have 22. Well, I guess I do have 220 here, but it'll be a little bit of finagling to get that to happen. Alright, well, I got the end result is I did finally get this stuff stripped back, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in a groove here and all the way over there. Get that started in there, like so. So that's this side of the channel. From there, we're just going to go ahead and peel this off. So, and bend it down. Try to match the form that's already here. So, that's this. Ow! There's a sharp edge there. So this is, again, just to cover up the holes, give me a basis to work off of. We're going to coat all this in fiberglass. So we're just trying to make it to where the fiberglass doesn't fall through and the resin doesn't fall through, and we've got a form to follow, try to match up to. Alright, now we got to do the other side. But I'm going to do that in sections. I'm not going to do the whole length, because right here in the middle where the latch goes, that's going to be tricky. So I'm just going to do little pieces here, another one there, one here, and one there. The rest of this I'm going to rely on to be good enough. So do a section, let's see, from here to there. I'm just going to take this, I'm going to fold it in half, like that. Folding in half, that way we'll have a nice straight edge to work with. Alright, from there, try to get this backing off. It's always a pain in the neck. Hit there, hit there. And not do the way I just did. Let's talk again. Here, this is where the metal doesn't quite conform properly. There we go. Oh, looks like I'm bleeding. Yeah. Guess I caught a sharp edge there. Alright. Well, that's the process. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this done, and then we'll start fiberglassing. Turned out, I'm not really happy with it. Really struggled hard with this fiberglass. It just does not want to work the way I expected it to. And then of course I mixed up all my resin at once,
And halfway through it turned into gel. So yeah, not real happy with the results, but I'm gonna let it dry. Well, here I'm showing you the seal installed in the unit. So yeah, all this here is just Bondo, or not Bondo, but fiberglass all the way along here. The seal is just temporarily installed. I didn't glue it in place yet because I'm going to take it back off to repaint the whole car, and I don't want any paint getting on it. But this is now solid. This is now solid down here. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. I also took advantage of the fact that I had the trunk lid off and kind of cleaned it up in there a little bit. You know, wire wheeled all the rust off of it and spritz it with a coat of paint, just so it doesn't look like the rusty mess it was before. So this is where we're at now. Again, all this is fixed. This is fixed up in here, no longer rotted through. We got a drip edge back across there. We got a drip edge across back here. We got a place for the seal to hold on to. So I think it's okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but if it works, well, I guess we can't close that. Have to adjust that out. Some adjustments to the latch so I can get this trunk closed, and I'm sure once the seal breaks in a little bit, that'll get a little better. Obviously, I still haven't glued it into place, again, because I'm going to be pulling that back out eventually when I go ahead and do the paint and body work to this. So certainly don't want to get any paint or anything on the new seal. So I hope you enjoyed this. It was a little bit more challenging than I thought it was going to be. That fiberglass really fought me, but it's okay because it looks like it did the job I wanted. I got a seal in place. The truck is now watertight again, and I don't have to worry about it rusting out more than it already is. So I hope you are enjoying your project. I'm enjoying mine. Until next time.